I want you all to imagine that you're back at home now. A week from today, you're sitting either on your couch or you're in bed getting ready to go to bed, and you're evaluating your day. What's going on? What did you do that day? Where were you? What events occurred? And how did your life look that day? You might have been out at sports practice. You might have been just at home playing video games all day. But what did you do? Now I want you to ask yourself this question. How did I worship God today? What did I do for Him? Not so easy of a question to answer, is it? See, you might get home and not do anything about this. You might get home and forget everything, but that happened. I'm telling you not to. Don't forget what's happened this week. Don't forget where God has brought you this week. Don't forget any of that. But take it as a sacred time and remember it. In John 4, Jesus is talking to a Samaritan woman. He says this. Jesus declared, "Believe me, a time is coming when you will worship the Father neither on this mountain nor in Jerusalem." He continues on. "Yet a time is coming and has now come when the true worshipers will worship the Father in spirit and truth. For they are the kind of worshipers the Father seeks. God is spirit, and His worshipers must worship in spirit and in truth." You've been here for an entire week. You've had a ton of fun. You've served God, and you've served others for an entire week. What this passage is saying is that you don't have to be serving God here to serve God. You don't have to be here to serve God. You can be at home serving God. You can be anywhere in the world. You can be in Death Valley. You can be out in the Pacific. You can be in the deserts of the Middle East and still serve God. God is everywhere. The important part here for us to learn is that God is at home and you can serve Him there. There are different ways to connect with people at home, and we'll get into that later, and you can talk to your leaders later about that. But what I want to focus on is that you can worship God wherever you are. I've been on several mission trips myself, and going home from them is not always the easiest thing. There are some times when I'm super excited to get home because it's been a really tough week on the mission trip. God's done ridiculous things to my heart, and He's said ridiculous things to me and different people that I've been with on the trips, and I've really just not wanted to go home. There are other times where I really just want to stay there, and I want to continue the work that I've been doing. But I always remember that God has a better plan. He taught me what He wanted to teach me during that week, and He continued to teach me throughout the time after the trip. We have to seek Him to learn what that is. That's going to look different for all of us. But how can we do that? How can we continue to learn? How can we continue to have this experience at home? Number one is schedule it out. Schedule out times to serve God intentionally. Schedule out times to go to food shelves. Schedule out times to just serve others. Schedule out times when you're going to help somebody move and not get paid for it, but you're just there to serve them. You guys signed up months in advance before you came here. So take that home. Schedule it out and be prepared to do it. Prepare yourself before you come and serve every time, before you go out and serve in your communities. Number two, worship God in your everyday lives, wherever you are. This can be at school, this can be on sports teams, this can be at different events. Now, I'm not saying that you need to go preach the gospel to your friends or anything like that. But think about the way that you interact with them. Think about the way that you talk to them. What you say to them. Are you mean? Are you hurtful? Are you judgmental to them? Or are you loving? Are you compassionate to them? Do you try to understand what they're going through and help them through that circumstance if it's a difficult one? On your sports teams, are you serving others? Are you helping the coaches out after practice cleaning up? Or are you the first one out of there? Think about the ways that you can serve others in each of your events when you're back home. Third way is in relationships. Think about the way you interact with people. Close your eyes and actually think about the way when you're at home you interact with people. First people I want you to think about are your parents. How do you interact with them? Are you Christ-centered? Are you loving? If not, evaluate it and change something. Make it so that you are. You come in contact with your parents on a daily basis. Make sure that you're serving them in those situations. Honor your father and mother, for this is the right thing to do. That comes straight out of Ephesians 6. Second relationship are your friends. You come in contact with a lot of friends every day, and for a variety of different reasons. How does that look? How do you serve them? How do you encounter them? Are you loving? Are you kind? Are you respectful of them? Or do you make fun of them all the time? Even at school, when somebody's getting picked on, are you the one to go help the person getting picked on? Or are you even the bully, or somebody even egging the bully on? Don't do that. Be the kind person. Be the respectful person that you've learned how to be and how you've shown that you are this week. Be respectful to everybody. Help everybody out that you can. Jesus is there for everyone. We're called to be there for everyone. Be there for those who can't stand up for themselves. But lastly, continue to be excited. You came here with a ton of energy on Sunday night, and we had so much fun this week. Don't forget any of that. Bring it home and have fun with it. It doesn't need to be a sad point when you're going to church on Sunday morning. Think about Sunday morning like how we've experienced worship here every night. We've had a lot of fun every night in what we do. Think about it that way. Don't think about it as a chore. Think about it as a time to spend with God. Have fun with it. And lastly, seek God. Seek God in everything you do, and He will make your path straight. God has a specific plan for each and every one of you. Seek Him, and He will show it to you. Let's pray.